What's up YouTube? Daniel back for another video. So this video is on another walk. I'm on a walk to go see some family. Extra long walk, so I decided to share some thoughts, something that was on my mind today that I think is crazy, and I just got the reflection as I was on my morning walk. And I had another day in the office. I've been in the office for a full week now, and going back to working from home on Monday. Essentially, it's Thursday today, Thursday night, as I'm shooting this. But point of the video, and what I want to share is how when you're on a journey, like the one I'm on, the one that God put me on, finding the people that I was supposed to, and turning my life around completely with the habits, the way I live, and now connecting spiritually to a whole nother level, and just growing every day in that aspect, which is everything, because spirituality is everything. It's having the faith that whatever God is putting you through, or whatever moment you're in now, is making you, and that He knows what is going to make you, as opposed to you thinking you know what's going to make you. So what I mean by this is, you have this thought sometimes that what you want is going to give you the thing that you're desiring, which is usually a feeling, but it could lead to something else. You're desiring money to get this thing that you wanted, so you can get there's steps that are in your head that you think make the most sense and are going to bring you that next level. But what you don't see, and what no one sees, is what God sees. And essentially, He ends up putting the steps forth, and you either follow them or don't, meaning you go with the wave or go against the wave. And I had this thought today because there were many, many times, don't get me wrong, that I thought, or had thought, the devil was, playing with me and saying, like, why are you doing all these habits? Why are you removing all the things that you had before in your life that give you, all these feelings that people search for in, normal world? The lust. You had the lust. You were able to feel all that lust you wanted. The feelings of drugs that gives you. The feeling of, what else? Casual sex. The ego. The feeling that, having women, that ego gave you. That it gives to your ego, sorry. And me essentially being able to go more into that, I could have kept being in that space, pushing it more. I have friends in that space that you say friends I'm still in touch with, that are in that space that can't connect anymore at all. And it's crazy how I did a huge 180 in such a short amount of time. With the habits, essentially I was introduced to them about a year ago, but I really, really took them seriously probably like 4 or 5 months in. I was doing the wake up time, but sometimes I wouldn't hit it. Sometimes I would miss the gym. Sometimes, I wouldn't track my macros. I wasn't spiritual at all at that point. I was still kind of dabbling in it, still going up, showing up, but very, very, very full of ego. And when I decided to actually take things seriously is when another level hit, and it didn't make sense to me at the moment. And even now, there's still devils that I'm playing with. At every level, there's a new devil, but there's levels even now that are testing me. And I know that I know now, after going through those devils in the beginning, that they're there for a reason, and they're testing me for a reason. And essentially, like I said, God puts everything in your way that you think is in your way, or you think is not what you want or what you need right now. um, to make the person that he needs. So I firmly believe now that God chose me and put this path in front of me as his test to build me. And it may sound, maybe egotistical or self-centered or whatever you may think it is, but me and my coach were talking about today, and we when you're connected with something above you, you start to see that the things that happen aren't a coincidence. You before you believe in anything, like I was, when I had ego, I thought things just happened at random. Like, why did this happen here? Or like, why didn't I get this thing that I wanted? Or like, why is this event happening now when I have this thing going on? You know what I mean? Like, there's so many different things that you don't understand or you can't grasp, because the logical mind thinks in like steps. Thinks in like steps and time it'll take to do something, and it tries to think like very logically. But with God, he doesn't have the same concept of time that we do. God doesn't run on 24-hour days and weeks, months, years, decades, centuries. Like, God he's infinite, he's eternal, he's able to warp time, and he doesn't even have time is not even a concept to God. So when he's putting things in your path, or things that you think are gonna waste time going through, or like are making you lose time, what you don't see is that he's essentially cheating the game for you in the physical, and you going against it, essentially, or thinking you know better, essentially cheating whatever he has in store for you. So like I said, God does not run on the concept of time. That is a man-made thing. Time, it's an illusion, just like fear, you could say. And when you're running on that, you don't see all the loopholes in your thinking based on this. And like I said, God sees all of that. He puts things that don't make sense at all in the present, but then you look back a week, maybe months, a year, and you're like, holy shit, like, that had to happen for me to be standing here right now, for me to understand this, to be doing this. And like, you think it's like a detour, but it's a shortcut, essentially. You think it's a detour, but it was a shortcut all along. And it ended up getting you what you wanted, or better. It's usually better. And all you needed was patience and faith in what's happening. So that's why the importance of gratitude is so crazy. And like, it's a concept, like I said, that it's so priceless, undervalued, because every moment, everything is perfect. Every moment is leading you to where you're supposed to go. And the people that want to change things around or have their own steps to follow, that is one, ego, devil. And two, and that is pride and arrogance and thinking you know better than things that are at play above you, which is spiritual God, that have immense more power than you do in terms of understanding how things work. Like, the mind is the most powerful thing in the world, don't get me wrong, but the spiritual realm and the things you don't see that are the most real are way superior to that. And that is why the concept of faith and gratitude are the biggest things you have to begin to grasp and understand if you're ever going to go down this journey and stick with it and be consistent. But most of all, enjoy it. But most of all, know it's the right path and have full faith in it. Because if you're going down a path and you're always, doubting it or worried about it or in fear, I mean, that's a path that you're never going to really put full faith in and put your all in, right? And like I said, me right now talking to you and giving you this reflection 3 months ago, not even, yeah, 3 months ago, 6 months ago, I wouldn't have been able to give to you because I was still stuck in overthinking, and I was just investing myself with a person now that I'm, working with, my coach, and I had no understanding of what I was doing, like literally why I was investing in myself to do this, but something told me, my conscience, and while I was living in ego. And two, it was faith in that what I had lived before, I didn't understand, but what it gave me made sense looking back. And that's the same basically logic or thing I used when I made this decision with my coach. And this is the best decision I've ever made. And it just gave me so much more understanding of how God wants to connect with you and how God has things in store for you if you just follow what he's trying to do. Like, he has the steps laid out for you, and that is something that he puts into your life with things called coincidences, and I call them signs, but we'll call them coincidences, or the ways he speaks to you, things that happen that are unexpected, out of the blue, you don't see, things that test you, the tests that are there. It's all supposed to happen that way. And the crazy thing is, I see it more and more whenever I decide to let go. And don't get me wrong, I still, have bouts of overthinking and trying to control things or trying to move things faster sometimes, or thinking like, why is this happening this way when, I want it to happen this way, it should be happening this way based off what I understand, which is, just society and what they programmed into me. So it's something that's hard to understand if you're not actually putting the steps to letting go and giving faith. If you're still trying to control and trying to know the answers and still in fear and questioning things and like not taking steps until you know it's guaranteed, that's full of fear. That's so much fear, it's crazy. And I had that as well. So I know full well what that looks like. But the people that are in that now, which is where I was, you could say 6 months ago, 9 months ago, it's people I can't even speak with almost. It's almost like someone that repels me, because it's, like I said, it's you thinking you know better than God, and you basically letting the devil steer you away from the path that something greater than you has for you. And I mean, that's basically the message, that like, you have free will to make the decision to go down the paths that are presented to you, but the paths that are most worthwhile are, one, the most difficult, two, the ones you'll never understand when you're taking them, and three, the ones that require the most sacrifice. So that is something I want to leave you guys with. If you right now are in a place where it's just confusion, you're on the right path, but you don't know why it's not working the way you want it to, you don't know what's happening, maybe you're a bit of fear, you have some fear creeping in, you don't know the next steps, you're trying to understand, this is the part where you have to let go. And let go like God, as they say, but let go of trying to grasp the situation with the very minimal understanding that the brain has. Even though it's the most powerful thing we've been given to us, being able to emit frequency, attract things into our life when used properly, it's also what the devil uses to control you with the fear and the doubt and the worry and the control and overthinking and trying to, convince the logical part of your brain that it knows better than what's guiding it, which is, things above you, God, the universe, whatever you want to believe in. But that is the thing that I want to leave you guys with. I had that reflection this morning, and I was just really, really grateful for what was happening, but I actually like thanked God and said, thank you for letting me choosing me to go on this path, because, you know, this path was I attracted this path with who I became. And two, for allowing me to stay on this path, like, you know, giving me the faith I needed to pass the tests and meet the people I needed to that are in my life now, that are keeping me on this path and growing in this path like crazy. And it's, like I said, something that maybe you won't understand as you're going along. It's more for me, but honestly, it's me thanking myself 1 year ago for investing, for not giving up, for not letting the ego make me give up because I wasn't seeing the results I wanted, or, you know, not getting the result, which was money, the external result that I wanted, and just kept believing and putting in the work, and in the back of my mind having that faith that something was going to come out of it. And here I am on a different level, it feels like, entirely. And like I said, the concept of time thing is something you really have to understand, or try to, you know, give up. Because before, at this part of the year, you know, 7 months in, I'd be like thinking, oh, like what do I have to do next month to reach this goal that I have for the end of the year, and like try to like put into like time blocks, and like, oh, this has to happen by next week, for, you know what I mean? Like you're trying to use this concept, this illusion of time. But now I have so much more faith of letting it go, of whatever thinking that comes to mind, and just making sure I'm on the habits and following, you know, the steps that God lays out to me through my conscience, that I'm always giving up on this thing of time, and like me wanting it to take a certain amount, or like me trying to control when I receive things, or yeah, how much time it's going to take. Like, why is this taking longer? Or, you know what I mean? Like, God, the one of both, is not on the same, even close to the same realm that we're functioning on. He's made us dumb. He's dumbed it down for us with the concept of time. Like, if you really think about it, what he's able to like orchestrate and do up there, if you were to put that in our minds, we wouldn't be able to function. Like, he has the power that is above us, that is guiding us if we let it. If we were to understand that, it wouldn't even make sense. So that's what I want to leave you guys with. That's the last, basically, concept, because that concept you're thinking to of time is what's killing you, and it's also what is the most fake and an illusion. Because like I said, if God gave you all the answer that he has, you would be able to grasp it. And that's why he's above and we are here on earth to fulfill whatever purpose we have for us. So I'll leave you guys with that. But to go meet with family now and enjoy time with them. So hope you guys have a good day, and we'll talk. Until next time, as always, keep killing it.